Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us. Today, the finale of this three-game weekend set. It's the Tampa Bay Rays taking on the Seattle Mariners. Along with my partner, Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. So the Seattle Mariners have taken the first two games of this series, and today they'll go for the sweep. They played well, Chris, and they're looking for more of the same in this one.
Yeah, they've been the side shaking hands on the field after each game so far. Played solid baseball to earn those wins, as you said, but every game offers up its own unique challenges. So we'll see what those are today, but there's always a little extra motivation when you have an opportunity to sweep a series.
All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. So digging in, Darrell Hayden.
All around, I think if you asked anyone in this organization, who's the best hitter in the lineup, they would say him.
Hard liner. Grisham on the move, and he hauls it in. Runners tagging for second and third. In comes the first run of the game. It's 1-0 Mariners.
Sometimes that can be a little tough to score on. It was hit so hard that getting back to the...
Now batting, third baseman, Darrell Hayden.
Swing and a miss, chased it out of the zone.
No, that's that slurve right there. He threw it extremely well. You talk about just a ton of breaks. So tough to get that barrel to.
Line drive, base hit. Around first, heading for two. The throw into second, but he's in there easily.
You got to get on your horse and get to that ball and get it back in, because he's going to come barreling around first and put some pressure on you. If you bobble it or you don't get there in a hurry, it's going to make you look silly and end up on second base.
And now it's Luis Robert. We talk about elite defensive players, especially in the middle of the diamond, and this guy is at the top of the list. Bounce to the right side. Throws to first, and they take care of Robert for the out.
When you look at the ability to save runs defensively, but then also put runs up on the scoreboard, that's the kind of player that every championship team needs to have.
Runner at third, two gone. And now it's Julio Rodriguez. Now the 0-1. Hit pretty well in the air out to center. Grisham brings it in for the third out. Mariners leave one, but they lead it 1-0. And welcome back to the ballpark. Well, we go bottom six. Digging in, Darrell Hayden. McMahon back to work. That one is absolutely belted. And it one-hops the wall. Around second now, going for three. Throw is high and over his head. Well, Singy, he is locked in there.
Well, he's really slowed the game down, and it's like he's moving in full speed and everybody is a step or two behind. The way that he squared up that baseball tells me that he is seeing it like a beach ball.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Luis Robert now. This is what stat nerds like myself might call a high leverage situation.
Yeah, Boog, not sure what the numbers say, but clearly an at-bat that could change the course of this game dramatically.
Hard ground ball, base knock. The tying run is in to score third. It's 2-2.
You know, I was watching his rounds during batting practice today. So impressed with his ability to let the ball travel, go back up the middle and the other way. Sometimes when you step in the box during the game, you get a little anxious and you get away from that. But so far, I've seen him stay consistent with his pregame preparation.
And up next for Seattle, Darrell Hayden. Year in and year out, this guy an MVP candidate.
If you don't get ahead in the count, You can forget about having.
Bit of strategy here. They issue the intentional walk, and that'll set up a force play at any base.
Clearly didn't want to mess with them right there, so I think it makes sense to play the numbers game in this spot.
Base is full, 2 gone. And now the center fielder, Luis Robert. Offense exploding for 5 so far in the inning here in the 3rd and final game of the series. And down on strikes. That'll end the inning after a lot of scoring. But they take the lead thanks to a 5-run outburst. We're through 6 full. It's the Mariners 6, the Rays 2. Two outs, nobody on. Here's the third baseman, Darrell Hayden. Base hit. That was smoked through the infield. And that extends the inning.
Waste no time there. Off the bat, that one registered at 105 miles per hour, man. That is smoking, and these days you hear it all the time, but the numbers just don't lie. If you can drive a ball like that, more often than not, you're picking up a knock.
He leads off first with 2 down to the inning. And down on strikes he goes, and that is that. 1 left for Seattle. They lead it 6-2.
Nice 3-game home series sweep. They came out and, from the first game of this series, really had a determination to play fundamentally sound baseball. They came up with the big hit when they needed it. Pitchers came in. They got the big outs when they needed it. So all the way around, a collective effort that has produced a nice little series sweep.